Have you ever wished someone could just understand what you were thinking without you having to say a single word? Well, what if that someone was a computer? Let's consider this together. Imagine we're sitting in a lab and in front of us is a screen connected to a sleek, modern headset. The researchers tell us this device, powered by artificial intelligence, can get a glimpse into our minds. It's a wild idea, isn't it? The kind of thing we used to see only in science fiction movies. But today, it's becoming a real field of scientific exploration, pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible. The invitation to try such technology is both thrilling and a little bit scary. On one hand, the curiosity is immense. What would it show? If I think of a bright red apple, would a picture of an apple appear on the screen? How accurately could it capture the details I'm imagining? This isn't just a party trick, it's a window into the most complex and private part of ourselves, our consciousness. The potential to unlock new ways of communicating and understanding the human brain is truly enormous. We are standing on the edge of a new frontier, one that could redefine what it means to connect with each other and with technology itself. But as we consider putting on that headset, a little voice of caution pipes up. What exactly are we letting this AI see? Is it just the surface-level thoughts like the image of an apple? Or can it dig deeper into our memories, our feelings, our secret hopes and fears? The line between a helpful tool and an invasion of privacy feels incredibly thin here. The very idea of our innermost thoughts being translated into data that can be stored, analyzed, and maybe even shared is something we need to think about very, very carefully. It's one thing to share our thoughts by choice, but it's another thing entirely to have them read. So let's explore this amazing and complicated topic. Can AI read your mind? The simple answer is no, not in the way a psychic in a story might. But it is getting surprisingly good at making educated guesses based on the data it can collect from our brains. This technology is in its early days, like the first airplanes just learning to get off the ground. It's a bit wobbly, not always perfect, but it's flying. Together we'll look at how it works, what it could mean for our future, and why we all need to be part of the conversation about where it goes next. Before we dive deeper into mind reading, let's step back and look at the bigger picture. Artificial intelligence is already all around us, changing our lives in ways we might not even notice every single day. Think about your smartphone. When it suggests the fastest route to work, that's AI analyzing traffic patterns. When your favorite streaming service recommends a new show you end up loving, that's AI learning your preferences. It's in the smart assistants that answer our questions, the filters that protect our email from spam, and the systems that banks use to detect fraudulent transactions. AI is quietly becoming the engine of our modern world. This technology is a powerful tool for good. In healthcare, for instance, AI is helping doctors diagnose diseases like cancer earlier and more accurately by analyzing medical images like X-rays and CT scans. It can process vast amounts of medical research to help find new treatments faster than any human could. For people with disabilities, AI is creating incredible new possibilities. Think of smart wheelchairs that can navigate on their own, or text-to-speech software that gives a voice to those who cannot speak. These aren't just conveniences, they are life-changing innovations that promote independence and improve quality of life for millions. Of course, with great power comes great responsibility. As AI becomes more integrated into important systems, we have to consider the problems it could cause. What happens if an AI system used for bank loans has a hidden bias and unfairly denies people money based on where they live? What if a self-driving car makes a mistake in a critical situation? These are not just technical glitches, they are ethical dilemmas with real-world consequences. We are handing over more and more decisions to these smart systems, so we have to be absolutely sure they're fair, reliable, and transparent in how they operate. The rapid growth of AI means we are all part of a massive global experiment. We are learning as we go, figuring out the best ways to use this technology while trying to avoid the potential pitfalls. It's like when humans first harnessed electricity. It was incredibly useful, but we also had to learn how to handle it safely to prevent fires and shocks. With AI, we need to invent the safety rules for the 21st century. The goal is to make sure that as AI gets smarter and more capable, it continues to serve humanity's best interests and helps us solve some of our biggest challenges. So how does this so-called mind-reading technology actually work? It's not magic, it's a combination of biology and powerful computation. Scientists use amazing machines like functional magnetic resonance imaging scanners or electroencephalography headsets. An fMRI machine tracks blood flow in the brain. When a certain part of your brain is active, say the part that processes images when you look at a face, more oxygen-rich blood flows there. The scanner detects these changes, creating a detailed map of your brain activity. An EEG is less detailed, but can be worn like a cap, measuring the tiny electrical pulses your brain cells or neurons use to communicate. Once scientists have this brain data, they feed it into a sophisticated AI model. Think of the AI as a student trying to learn a new language. At first, it just sees a bunch of confusing signals, but researchers show it thousands of examples. For instance, they might show a person a picture of a cat while recording their brain activity. Then they show them a dog, a house, a car, and so on. They label each pattern of brain activity with the corresponding image. Over time, the AI starts to recognize which brain patterns are associated with cat, which with dog, and so on. The breakthroughs in this field are truly mind-blowing. In some recent experiments, researchers have been able to do more than just guess what category of object someone is thinking about. They have used AI to reconstruct rough images of what a person was seeing, directly from their brain signals. Imagine looking at a photograph of a bird, and a computer program, by only analyzing your brainwaves, generates a blurry but recognizable image of that same bird. Other studies are even translating brain activity into words and sentences, offering a glimpse into a person's inner monologue. However, we need to be very clear about the limitations. This technology is nowhere near perfect. The images it reconstructs are often vague and dreamlike, and the sentences it forms can be simple or grammatically incorrect. Furthermore, these experiments are conducted under very controlled laboratory conditions, using expensive, bulky equipment, and requiring hours of training for the AI on a single individual. Your brain is unique, so an AI trained on my brain activity wouldn't be able to understand yours without starting all over again. We are not at a point where a machine can casually read the thoughts of any person walking down the street. As we look toward the future, this technology presents us with two very different paths. On one hand, the potential for good is immense. Consider a person who is locked in, completely paralyzed, and unable to speak but fully conscious. A brain-computer interface could become their voice, allowing them to communicate their thoughts, needs, and feelings to their loved ones and caregivers. It could empower people with severe disabilities to control a robotic arm, surf the internet, or create art using only their minds. This isn't just about making life easier. It's about restoring agency and human connection in the most profound way. But we must also walk this path with our eyes wide open to the dangers. The biggest worry is, without a doubt, privacy. Our thoughts are our final frontier of privacy. What would it mean to live in a world where our thoughts could be monitored by governments, employers, or corporations? Imagine being in a job interview where an AI scans your brain for honesty, or seeing advertisements that are targeted not just based on what you browse online, but what you silently think. The potential for misuse, manipulation, and control is staggering. Protecting our mental privacy will become one of the most critical human rights challenges of the coming decades. Because of these high stakes, it is crucial that we establish strong rules and ethical guidelines now, before the technology becomes widespread. We need transparency, meaning companies and researchers must be open about what their AI models can and cannot do. We need regulations that clearly define what kinds of brain data can be collected and how it can be used. Fairness is also key, ensuring that these powerful tools are used to help people, not to create new forms of discrimination or inequality. These conversations shouldn't just happen in science labs or government buildings. They need to involve everyone. So where do we go from here? The science will continue to advance, and the capabilities of these systems will grow. We stand at a crossroads. Will we use this technology to heal, to communicate, and to better understand the beautiful complexity of the human mind? Or will it become a tool for surveillance and control? The choice is ours to make. We are the ones who will decide how this incredible story unfolds. And that brings me to my final question for you. What do you think? Are you excited about the possibility of AI that can understand our minds, or does it make you worried? Let's talk about it.